The following program has been rated S for spoilers, which may or may not be discussed by the hosts of said program. Common sense is suggested. You silly person.
Hello, and thank you for watching Erin and Drew's movie movie reviews. Uncovered. I don't know what I mean. We do a movie review show here, I think, on this channel. Anyway, my name's Drew.
My name's Erin.
And today we're going to talk about kind of a docu-found ESPN X Games combination of all of these elements into one film, and it's called The Phoenix Incident.
Mm-hmm.
And what an incident it is. I don't know if you could call something that's that pre-planned or acting as an incident, but yeah. Anyhow, I'm not really sure how to... Hands out of context. Yeah, it has something to do with aliens, and it has something to do with found footage and conspiracy theories and documentaries and press releases and
missing people
and
cults.
Am I missing anything there? I don't think so.
War games.
The
Phoenix Incident.
Loki coming through the sky with all kinds of like aliens to eat New York. Oh wait, that was another movie.
Yeah,
but there is a hole. It does involve a hole in the sky.
Yes.
Yes.
This movie is a lot. It's just a lot and then nothing all at the same time. It's weird. It's a weird thing of movies. I found this movie when I first started looking at the different voiceover actors that were participating in Critical Role. Have you ever heard of Critical Role?
I have. It is a YouTube channel, I think.
Yeah, well, they repost on YouTube.
Yeah.
But yes.
But is it also like a podcast or? It's a D&D.
It's a D&D campaign.
Yeah. Where this one guy hosts it, and he has all his friends come over.
Yes.
And
it's a bunch of nerdy voiceover actors playing D&D. It's fun. And so I would, as I do with most of the things that I find interesting, I go through people's filmographies and I find things that they've been in. And for voiceover actors to be in a movie, I was like, I have to watch that movie. I don't care how bad it is. I gotta watch it. Our 4 leads are all really big name voiceover actors.
Yeah, I kind of... I have a movie on my list of things to watch called From Beyond the Grave.
Oh, okay.
And it was made in the 70s. And you know how you find movies by looking up people's stuff?
Mm-hmm.
It's a horror movie that has Peter Cushing, Donald Pleasance, and David Warner all in the same movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you do that? They
did.
did.
I think they're only missing Christopher Lee.
Oh.
And maybe even...
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, and it's
they
like...
had all 4.
And like, how did they get all these guys in a movie? And like, I have to... it could be terrible. I don't know, but if they're all in the movie, it's got to be kind of good, right? Or at least worth watching.
It's like, yeah, at least worth watching.
Yeah, so... I mean,
goodness is relative.
I mean, they can't all be winners, but you know, that's how I figure out a lot of stuff. I'm like, oh, Donald Pleasance was in this and this and this, but that guy, ooh, I got to watch that. But yeah... Phoenix Incident. That's what we're talking about. Well, the whole crux of this movie centers around 4 or 5 people. Well, 4 of them. I think they take a girlfriend with them, but
she is smart and goes the opposite direction.
She's like, have fun.
She's like, I'll go get gas.
I'll go get gas. I'll come right back. You don't see her again for like the rest of the film. So
for the second half.
Yeah.
It's pretty much exactly half when the vehicle breaks down.
Isn't it interesting how like in found footage films, it's like convenient that, you know, you can't just have footage where things go wrong. You have to, oh, look at all this extra footage where it's almost like it's a real movie because we have to see the characters before this happens, so you care about them. You know, because they're dining in.
One guy is an aspiring filmmaker slash stunt man.
Yeah, that's where I get the ESPN X Games from,
Oh,
because he's got, well, this is supposed to take place in what, the 90s?
97.
96, 97, so it's not like
Whenever
today.
the Phoenix Lights thing happened,
Yeah.
which is a real thing.
Yeah, like, hold your phone up once. Because, like, they didn't have those back then, where you can just film anything at any time. He had, like, a little camera. I think it had, like, those micro,
It was
tapes.
before GoPros even, so yeah, it was.
But he took it and he, like, had a motorcycle helmet and he taped it, I think with duct tape, like, to the side of his helmet.
And it held really well.
And that's how he got all this crazy, like, flippy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you were old enough to remember the original Nintendo NES, where it had this game called Excite Bike, where you, like, jump over these ramps and do all these crazy flips and stuff. That's kind of what this guy does. He's an Excite Bike guy, well, except without the little controller. Well, one of the guys. This is 4 guys, and there were, I forget what they basically end up going missing. But before that, there's all this other footage of them hanging out, doing miscellaneous things, being buds,
doing guy things, talking about guy stuff.
Yeah, frat boy bro hugs and that kind of thing. But what were they? They were like all in the service?
No,
one of them was.
The one guy's brother was in the service, and he was just a big fan. Yeah.
A big fan.
He's just a big fan of the military, which is.
But he wasn't in the military.
I don't.
So he's kind of like
yeah,
the armchair quarterback that really likes watching football but never played it.
Right.
Okay. I see.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those, in not just with football either. Like, why didn't you do this thing?
Let me tell you how you make your movie better.
Like, have you ever done it, sir? No. Then please go over there. Nope. Nope. Going over there. Yeah, so there's all this extra footage, like him doing the Excite Bike thing, and they're hanging out in, like, the restaurant and all this other. Like, why'd you say that about me, man? You know, because, you know, you have to get to know them, so you care about them.
The sensitive musician guy who's going to be more famous than everybody else. He just needs to leave. He never does, you know, that kind of guy.
Oh, I've had those quandaries. Well, I never was naive enough to think I was going to be a big something, but it's like I have to leave this town. I've gone through that a few times in my life. It's amazing I never did it, and looking back, I don't know why, but I don't know any better.
It's scary out there.
It is kind of scary, yeah. Probably scarier than watching this movie, actually, when you think about it. But well, that's not entirely true. I kid. But it is
moments.
it's interesting. You know, it's like I don't know who said it, but the worst thing a movie can be, even if a movie is bad, the worst thing a movie can be is boring. So, and they end up going. I forget what their whole point was in going out in this. It was outside in the desert, but they were just going to do joyriding, hiking.
Yeah, they just wanted to have a dude's night.
Yeah.
Before
go throw beer bottles
leaves.
Into the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, as you do.
Yeah.
It's a dude's night.
As
and their
bros do.
And their bikes and their quads and all that other bro-type stuff. And then it just happens that the night that they choose to go out into the middle of the desert, aliens attack.
Yes. Aliens attack.
Aliens.
It's not a training exercise. Well, although some people want to say that it is a training exercise.
The shadowy figures in the dark.
Isn't that kind of the standard default answer when there's something in the sky that anyone in any position of authority cannot explain? It's a training exercise.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. But,
you don't want to scare the people.
Yeah. But it looks like a giant thing with...
It's a training exercise.
Yeah, and Thor was chasing it with all these aliens in New York.
It's a training
exercise.
Weather balloons.
Yeah. Weather
Swamp
balloons
gas.
is a good one. Swamp gas. Frisbees.
Frisbees.
Yeah. Or is that how the
Weather balloons are
the
really
general
good.
in the Close Encounters fooled the audience? He says, "This is a flying saucer." Everybody's like, "Yeah, that's the one I saw." And then he holds up in the other hand, "It's just a frisbee thrown in the lawn by my kids. You know, get out of here." That's how they kind of throw everybody off. But yeah, these aliens land,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have this strange, like, formation, like all these like little dots in a row.
The dots in the road, the lights from the Phoenix lights were actually flares that the government put out
Of course.
as a diversion, which was, what do they call it, Project Snowball or something like that?
I forget what it's
Snowflake.
called, but someone pointed out, like, don't they usually do those things during the day training?
Yeah.
Why would they do it at like 9 o'clock at night?
Training exercise.
It's a training exercise.
It's a diversion.
And there was a giant Loki hole.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to call it the Loki hole because that's what happened in the Avengers. There was a whole. It looked almost exactly the same as the thing that all of the. I forget who he brought through there.
Chitauri?
Is that who they were?
I think
I
so.
forgot who. Yeah, the Chitauri into New York and.
Sounds right in my head.
Yeah.
Let's go with it.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's the Loki hole and then there's the lights, and then all of a sudden they're freaking out because they're hearing like these noises, you know, like creepy, like, ooh, there's a werewolf or there's something watching us, and then all of a
Wonderful
sudden,
chittery noises.
yeah, weird chittery critter noises, and you don't quite get a good look at them at first
No.
because they're very shadowy, but I kind of wish they'd kept it that way more because it would have made
You
it
didn't
more.
like the Covenant?
Well, I think things are better when they're left to the imagination for the most part.
Mm.
Unless when you see it, it actually looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then it's like, and I use this example all the time of like, it's different when you have something, you're trying to make something that looks like something that doesn't really exist, like an alien, but then you try to make like, I always use my benchmark for this is like Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, because when you know what a really real polar bear looks like, and then on screen you see someone in a polar bear outfit,
Yeah.
you kind of lose all your credibility. But then again, that was kind of made for kids, so in the '60s on television, mind you, But nowadays, it's like, yeah, someone tried doing that. It's like, yeah, that's not good. But yeah, I think it's different for a movie like Alien is a good example where you don't really you see glimpses of it here and there, but hardly ever in like a full frame, except for a few times in the whole movie. So American Werewolf in London's a lot that way too. But Phew! Oh, excuse me.
I see.
This movie makes me sneeze. That's how much I like it. I'm allergic to it. No, not really.
Hey.
But when you see it kind of in full frame, it's like, you know, but not too bad for CGI critters, I'll say. Yeah, so they're kind of trying to get away from that, and they come across this. The only place they can find is this giant fence. It's this compound, which they later find out, or well, they do, but earlier on, and you find out that it belongs to some cult leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, who is
like a solo cult leader. Though. He's a doomsday prepper.
Yeah, he's one of
more
those.
so than anything else.
What would you call him? A soothsayer, something like that, or
Doomsayer.
Yeah, doomsayer, a self-proclaimed prophet.
The end is nigh.
That's
and
how all
whatnot.
those people are, you know. But strangely, he had no. Did you notice he didn't have any followers?
No, he didn't.
He's just
he,
himself.
Like, kicked them all out, or he was just getting the place ready, or something.
Probably, but not this.
Yeah.
I don't think. Probably something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, they let the cult guy decides to let him in. Why? I don't know.
Because he's trying to bring the aliens. He was definitely there because of aliens.
You think?
The aliens came from the Hale-Bopp comet. Is just like that other cult that at the same time, and
because there was an actual cult with people in it.
Yeah.
That thought, hey, we're gonna ride the comet to the great unknown, and we're gonna be there with rainbows and ice cream and unicorns
We're
and
going
stuff.
to shed this mortal body.
Yeah.
And our alien selves will go off into whatever is floating behind the Hale-Bopp comet. And we're going to go off. It's going to be great.
I feel like there's like an inflatable donkey I should be
Let's drink
holding up
this
to the
apple
camera.
juice.
Yeah. But, yeah. And... And what else?
Weird.
And then but the aliens kind of make their way into the compound and start attacking these.
Because there's nothing really to stop them.
No, other than ammunition, they do find like this guy was stocked with like all kinds of weird weapons and things, and like shotguns, and I want to say he had even heavier stuff than that.
Yeah.
And they like mortar shells and things.
As your normal doomsday cult should have. Overly stocked full of
you gotta
all of the guns and ammunition.
You have to be prepared for that
on.
suicidal moment at any time. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There may be any time of day that the local military is going to overrun your compound, and you got to make sure that you're ready and take your stand. Cults are weird.
Yeah, cults are weird. Well, don't you think it's funny that how he let those aliens in, but yet none of them managed to like eat his mortal shell or whatever, and then just go on.
Because he was a true believer.
Yeah, but yet the guys who didn't care, they're the ones who got.
They were hostile.
Yeah.
Much like the aliens in Battleship. Remember that movie?
No, because I don't want to forget I ever watched that film. I mean,
that I'm gonna have to bring up. I'll put it on the list.
I don't make calls from the cheap seats very often, but like I saw that come up and I'm like, that's gotta be just.
I didn't think it was that bad. We're not talking about Battleship.
I mean, when you revolve like your whole movie around one line of dialogue, you sunk my battleship.
Yeah. You make bombs that look like pegs, and then because you also own them, you bring in some Beyblades.
Yeah, the Phoenix incident.
Incident.
Yeah, there was no battleships in this really.
No.
At all.
Some airplanes.
Some airplanes.
A lot of ATVs.
A lot of ATVs.
Some aliens.
I guess the alien ships.
A lot of gurgled screaming.
I guess the alien ships could have been considered battleships.
I suppose. Yeah.
But yeah, they kind of eventually they arrest this. I don't even remember the guy's name. The cult
Grayson.
leader. Grayson.
William, I think. Grayson.
Something Grayson.
Something like that.
Yeah. Kind of looks like me, actually.
He did.
With a bigger beard, but because they think he might have had something to do, although he seems...
Well, he's the scapegoat.
Yeah.
They can't tell people that these 4 guys got abducted by aliens or just killed by aliens.
Yeah, and he got bloodied, too.
Their corpses.
There
was one guy. He's like, yep, no, it was him. Put him in jail for 15 years.
And then he finally got to leave his mortal shell. Although that was about as realistic as the polar bear in a suit. Because nobody would be that calm if they set themselves on fire.
Yeah.
No. No.
But
it was an interesting effect, though. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know I'm forgetting something here.
Everybody dies.
Yeah, well, pretty much.
It's a found footage movie. What do you expect?
Yeah, and then they find like pieces of the boys in.
But not really.
No?
They said they found pieces so that they could justify calling it a bear attack to the families of the deceased. But then they bring in that medical examiner who was like, I didn't see nothing. There was no thing.
Bears in the desert?
Training exercises.
Yeah, sure. I don't think the bears go in the desert.
No.
They're like
probably not.
Not in that part of the country?
I don't know. I haven't been to that part of the country. I don't know.
Wildebeest attack?
Chupacabra.
Yeah, sure. Chameleon attack? Giant cactus lizard attack? But bear attack, really?
That's what they said.
Well, whatever.
I watched the movie.
Yeah,
That's what the movie told me.
that's true.
It's lying because it's a movie, and that's what movies do.
Yeah. Oh, fun fact. I don't. I was looking at the credits, and because that's what I do. I look at credits. And did you catch the name of the editor of this movie?
No.
If I'm pronouncing it correctly, George Lucas.
Nice.
But I think it's spelled with like 2 C's or something like that. Yeah, or maybe 2 U's. I forget.
Nice.
Maybe he spells it Lucchese or says it like Lucchese or
Lucas.
Lucas. I'm like, come on, really? George Lucas isn't that hard up for cash where he needs to edit something like this. But or maybe after getting $4 billion from Disney, I think he's doing okay.
Probably.
Unless he owes a lot of money to China, which,
Who knows?
who knows?
It was just a movie a bunch of friends made together.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows.
It sure does. Is this, it's like found footage, home movie, documentary, military cover-up movie. Yeah, it's weird. Docu-something.
It is a very weird, it's hard to explain.
Docudrama?
Mockumentary?
Docu-mocku military thriller.
I got nothing.
I really have no idea what to call this film. So, okay.
It is a movie.
Yeah, it's just a movie. That's all.
It
we
is
really know.
a way to spend 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm. All right. I suppose it's time to rate it, huh?
Yeah.
So, Erin, this was your pick. What grade do you give Phoenix Incident?
I give this movie a C, based on voice actor stars alone. The movie itself, meh. But I like the 4 main characters, and it has told me that if you want your actor to be able to voice gurgled screaming, you get a voice actor to play that part. They have practice.
Yeah, I guess so. I think they have better practice at doing voices than they do at actual acting, if that makes sense.
That's just mean.
Well,
They act when they're voice acting.
I shouldn't say acting, but I don't think, the writing was particularly good in this movie. It's doesn't have a lot of nuance to it, but it's a found footage movie. I mean, how creative can you get with your dialogue?
That is very true.
I guess, but I don't know. I'm going to give it a, I didn't hate it, but I'm going to give it a C-, which I think is being a little generous. Okay, anything else? Oh, you know what? We should plug our channel.
Okay.
Yeah, we are on YouTube. You can find us under WTCO on YouTube.
Nice.
Yeah, this is the name of our channel. So, we also have Facebook, also WTCO, and Twitter, also. We're on the, as they say, the socials. So
check our socials.
check the socials.
Links all over the place.
Right. Well, I guess that's it. And until next time, I am Drew.
I'm Erin.
And avoid the incidents. We'll see you later.
Cable television is the swellest thing they got.